Sadly, the sunflowers are pretty much dead. Hey! Old man winter finally showed up. All in all, garden and everything else coming along pretty good. We got the first coat of primer down, and then lightly sanded for the next coat of primer, and then I'll let that sit for the rest of the day while I do something else. And then tomorrow I'll come through and put the first coat of green on there, so it's really going to pop between the color of the car, the outside skin, and then the inside skin. Boop, green. And I'll do the same to the doors, clean them all up, get all this nasty stuff off, replace paper where it's required as per like the service manual and stuff like that, and then the Body by Fisher manual. I'm just gonna go ahead and order the clips. Caddy Daddy has sets, all kinds of sets of clips and knickknacks and whatever. I know I'm gonna need them, so I'm just gonna order them. Peekaboo. Oh yeah. This rubber I think is decent. Reuse this. I'm gonna do my best to reuse any and everything that I can realistically. For the most part, like all the hardware looks like it's in really good shape. Nothing looks like it should be rusted onto anything, welded onto anything. This gunk, pretty cool. It has fingerprints in it. In here. So whenever that was made, imagine some worker coming through, cleaning this shit up. Same right here. However many years ago, maybe at the factory. That'd be cool. Well, the rails in here, I'm gonna go through the manual, the service manual, the Body by Fisher manual, see what all I'd be looking at to gain access into here. This motor, hold on, I'm gonna give you a peekaboo so I can't. You're seeing what I'm seeing for the first time, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to replace this, or at least take it out and clean it up. Oh, can I squeeze it through there? Look at that. Oh, Hollywood magic, baby. But all in all, can't complain. She's got some spots up here that need some love. But again, man, like, this is a 16-year-old car. If this came from the East Coast, man, or the South, man, you'd be looking at a shell, basically, if you had anything left. Watching some videos of peeps from like up north and Midwest, back east, and because of all the salt in the road, started scraping right. You have cars that were made in like 2011 already fixing to get sent to the scrapyard because all the salt and harsh conditions, and specifically somebody was doing a video on the coating, some of the coating that they put on like a rubberized coating that keeps all the condensation in, traps it, and expedites the rusting process, the decaying process. So he's talking about this truck that was made in 2011, already fixing to get sent to the scrapyard, and it just blows my mind, especially when I'm looking at something from 1966 in as good a condition as this is. I'll get all up in here. I'm gonna get real familiar with this girl here, real acquainted here. Bunch of gunk in there. Well, everything looks solid, real tight. You start to get underneath the hood here, and it starts to get a wee bit messy, but nothing that's altogether unmanageable. But you could see how wet everything is, just leaking. Almost like from, if there's a spot underneath here that can leak, it's fucking leaking. But as part of the fun of the hobby, let's track it down. Shout out to the homie Rafa. Grew up doing this stuff as kids all throughout our teenage years. He kept doing it. Him and little Carlos and George. I was off playing with Humvees and stuff. They were all working on all kinds of cool stuff. Rafa had a Navigator. George got into like Eclipses and stuff. The homie little Carlos picked up a Porsche Cayenne that was supposed to be scrapped, according to the junkyard or whatever. Yeah, the engine was bad, and then the little homie Carlos, knowing a thing or two about mechanics, said, I'll give it a shot. It's a Porsche for cheap. Probably the cheapest that I'll ever find one, he said. And then he took the engine apart, found a relatively minor problem, ordered the part, fixed it, and now he has a Porsche Cayenne, like, for dirt cheap. And I always tease him that, like, he can never get rid of that car. But I mean, this isn't a Porsche, but that's how I feel with this, as far as like looking at the market and what people are asking for vehicles these days. Any kind of vehicle or whatever, like vehicle, fucking toilet paper. Yeah, you need it, it's gonna cost like 50 times more than what it was yesterday. You need it delivered, even more. The rise of the working man. Whoop whoop. I feel it. Getting where you fit in. It just makes knowing how to do a trade, any kind of carpentry, plumbing, mechanic work, painting, masonry, landscaping, just knowing how to bust your back, like having a good work ethic in general, will get you far. But you can see, it's just like, why? All questions that I have repeatedly. Why? Why are you dripping? Where are you coming from? Gas asshole. Why? Why are you doing this to me? I say repeatedly. But anyway, fun. Cheers.